the sync and see where everyone is and from there we define next steps and all that things. I think that I hope that this meeting is more. I would like you to talk more and me talk English, but we'll see uh, how you want to do that. So let's begin if you want. We do the usual intention and distractions for this call. So intentions for I can begin. Intentions. I would like to go through the progress of the last 2 weeks and see how everyone is doing. Distractions. I am in my mother's house, and I think that she's not going to come and bring me some food again like last week. But it was really nice, the food that she bring to me. That I will not. That was okay. Like that was pretty tasty. Who would like to go next?
I can go next. Intentions. I just want to see if I can help with anything, but nothing in particular. And distractions. There might be some noise from the street, but I will just mute the mic for that.
That's great, Tonga. It's very nice to have you here today.
Are the intentions and distractions for now or from during the week up till now?
No, for now.
Oh, for now. Okay. Well, my intention is to catch up with everyone here, see how everyone's doing, and see what the progress is like. So similar to Sem. Distractions is, well, I'm in a very small room and my girlfriend's cooking right now, so there might be a lot of noise, so I would have to mute sometimes. Should I pass it over or?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I'll pass it over to Paulo.
Hi. Intentions. This week I would like to address the problems that we discussed in the previous meeting with Sem and Tonga about the market up price chart that wasn't displaying the data correctly. And what was that the other thing?
The super.
No, I mean, yeah, that. The subgraph, yeah, but that will be more in the long distance future, not this week, next one. So yeah, distractions. Well, I just bought a new computer and I'm gonna be setting up everything until late this night, and yeah, I think nothing else. I'll pass it over to Vivi.
Hey guys, I think my intentions for the week is to finish the Hatch Oracle, the parts, the contract that I'm working on. Just a small feature, but we're setting up in max goal for the pre-sale and the refunding. So I want to finish this week. And distractions, probably my work, that is distracting me a lot. And yeah, that's it. I'll pass it to Fiore.
Well, my intentions for the week are change the assets for the converter, that now shows the Ange icon, and I need to change this to the tech one. I saw that Marco already did the token, and it looks really nice. And my distractions is that I have to finish another work, but it's okay. And that's it. I will pass it to Septimus.
Hello guys. Intentions for the call is recording it, since that's what I'm doing the most, and also see what's going on, and no distractions at all. And I'll pass it. I think last is ABC, right?
Yeah. My intention is to better understand what's going on in the project, and get involved in ways I can, and understand the ways I can get involved. And distractions. I'm eating at the moment, but I got other work as well, so this is kind of on the side.
Cool, ABC. We are everyone. Okay. If you want, I can share the screen, and we together can go around the progress of this week. And we also have some new issues that I can share with you. So if you want to look at them, ABC, it's an interesting place to start, because they are small issues that we have in the software that it's already deployed, that can be some of them are just some tweaks or some things like that. So maybe it's good for you to start with. I don't know if you have dev skills or you are interested in other stuff. I'm not sure.
So I'm a designer. I'm mainly interested in onboarding, but also in user interface design.
Okay, that's cool.
And
then,
development, but not like backend or like protocol stuff, but just like front end stuff maybe.
Okay, that's nice. Then not those issues. I think that there is nothing related with design yet, but then there are other things that I I can you can be engaged. I can tell you. Okay, I'm going to share the screen. Right, let's see. I think that this is the correct one. Do you see my screen? Do you see tokens engineering here?
Yes.
Okay, thanks. Okay, so what are we doing during? I just archived the flowers from the last week. Flowers are done things, and these are the things that we are doing right now, or we were doing last time. We, in regarding the builder migrations, we already have Tollgate. We already have tokens. We still are missing some tests to migrate some tests from redemptions. Dandelion is already migrated. Marketplace is also migrated. So conviction voting must be started. So I think that the most blocking thing is conviction voting, because it's a lot of stuff. But the rest are pretty done. Let's see what else do we have. We are still figuring out what virtual supply, virtual balance, and reserve ratio. We still think that we are already can go with virtual supply of 1, virtual balance of 2, and reserve ratio. That is the important parameter here on how much collateral will have the bonding curve, the tokens of the bonding curve. So we are almost sure that this is how it should work, but we still would like to review very well this part here. So it's still here and not in flowers. and Fabi was working on the balance oracle, the hatch oracle, and he's not here today. I guess that he missed the call or something, but I will ask him later if he has advanced on that or if he needs help on this one. And of course, Vivi has already been working on the min and max goal. Vivi, would you like to talk about that?
Yeah. This past week, I worked in understanding how the contract worked and understanding better solidity, because I've never worked with this language before, so it was a bit of a learning curve. But it wasn't as hard as I imagined it would be, because it's very similar to JavaScript, and that's a language that I'm really used to. So this whole process of understanding what we want to do and what's already done and how to implement it, I already did in the past week. And I also reviewed some of the logic that I understood from the code that I reviewed. So I reviewed that with Sam today, and I'm more confident in how the code is written and what's my understanding of it. So I think by the end of the week I can finish adding the new features that we want. That's the min and max goal. And refunding if we don't reach the minimum goal. Before we didn't do that. We refunded if we didn't reach the total, I think. Right, Sam? I think that's it. And then my objective for the week is to finish making those changes, add in some tests, making those tests works. So last week was more of understanding how everything works parts and experimenting with it. And this week is making it work and adding some tests. So that's my objective for the week and how the work went in the last week.
Okay, and you are also going to coordinate with Fabi because he's also working in a very similar thing, the Hatch Balance Oracle, or we can call it Hatch Oracle. And because you are doing a similar thing, maybe you can help together.
Yeah, perfect. I'll reach out to him today.
That's a problem that Markdown. Okay, more or less, I think that it's understandable. Okay, and we were working also on the tech spec regarding everything that that is being built with the Gardens template. Griff already posted like 1 week or 2 weeks ago in the forum some posts regarding Tech Commons. Let's see. Do you see my screen because it's flickering?
Yep, it works.
Okay. He has been between Tonga and Griff. Maybe you Tonga can explain that.
Okay. What do you want me to explain?
How is what you have been doing with the text and that you are requesting feedback from the community?
Yeah. Well, the idea was originally from Griff to we got together one day for like 3 hours with him and YGG, and we wanted not only for vesting. This post is for vesting cliff and vesting complete periods, but there are other posts that end with deep dive also in the end. And the idea is to get feedback, because we are trying to decide the parameters for the hatch. And I can explain a little about the one that we did, but the idea is like if the more people can read and give their opinions, there are many parameters that are, I don't know if arbitrary, I think it's the word. It's like we don't know, there is not much experience with this. Like in other things, usually you take a look at how it has been in the past, but I think for hatches there is like, I don't know, in all the blockchain, I don't know how many there have been already. So we need a lot of feedback for knowing the pros and cons and what can be good. So for the vesting cliff and vesting complete, that was the post that you have. The other post.
And you are only doing that for the hats, right? Because as the deep dives are only for the hats, goals, time limit, tribute, and
yeah, and you see there is a few that have nothing, but those are in progress in that same post, and there were a few that didn't have any like content. So
do you know if the bonding curve also is going to have some deep dives, so we can also decide which are going to be the fees? Or
what I know is One Hive is working with CatCat right now. They are in a project, and Luke is also doing some coding stuff at it seems. You can see that in the Luna Swarm, and he's talking with the Dr. Sargon, and they, I think they have a better shot at finding out what a good bonding curve is, but we can try too and get.
No. I was asking if because we already have deep dives for the hatch, and last time this week we launched the bonding curve. So actually the progress that we have had this week is we have an MVP for everything, like the preset, or the hats, the bonding curve, and conviction voting. And from now it's just make the things better. I know that we already said that last week, but this time it's fully working, the bonding curve, and the idea is that people is testing the bonding curve right now, and probably as we have done with these posts, we also want to discuss bonding curve, and in the future also the parameters of conviction voting. So I think that will be the things that are needed in this area here, in this card here. So probably what we want is the dive bonding curve.
Also, I don't want to forget. I saw you made a new post, and I followed the instructions of a new test. That is what you're talking about, right? The new test hatch.
I'm not sure. Yeah, we will need that to test again the hatch when we finish all the things that we are doing with the hatch oracle and the min and max and goals that Vivian is working on. And also these impact hours that we still didn't begin, but YGG is working on. At least he has been published. He published a notebook, a Python notebook, with some an interesting graph of how it could look like. I would like to comment on that, and probably we can work on this in the forum. YGG has been working on this in the Commons GitHub. It's a new repo that it's. I'm not sure. I think that it's the. This is how it looks like, and this is the table that if we reach a certain amount, the people with the impact hours are going to receive a 1%, and that is equal to 200 days an hour. Days an hour, and depending on how much is reached, the rate is lower, and also the percentage is higher. But we still have to change that. So the independent variable is the hatch rate. Sorry, the hatch rate is the independent variable, and the others are the dependent one, because if not, it's very difficult to get that number. Okay, so I am linking it here, and we can continue. Paulo, do you want to talk about the PPF?
Yeah. So we just had, as I said earlier, a small meeting a few hours ago. Tonga, me, and Sem to discuss the price feed. So basically, this week and the previous one, we were looking into the PPF repo and the info HoneySwap repo too, to see how did they implement it, and basically the idea is to develop some charts to display the price data that comes from the buys and sell orders that we made to the bounding curve using the TAC converter. So the TAC converter uses the marketplace contracts behind, and that's where I was commenting earlier that for December the idea is to have at least the chart running and completely functional. The charts that are currently implemented on the Aragon app, on the marketplace Aragon app. But if there's time, maybe we can start working on a subgraph to collect and process all the data that currently is being doing using the script.js on the current marketplace Aragon app. So the idea is to migrate all that logic to a subgraph and start listening to the price orders events from there. but for the moment, the idea is to fix the small bugs on the price chart, and then we can start working on the possible subgraph development. Tonga was already working on the learning how the graph protocol works and trying to deploy and implement the quick starter guide that the graph offers. And I'm waiting until Sem migrate the market app to the Bidler to start working on the graph, on the chart. Excuse me. So yeah.
Yeah, I think he's going to migrate to hard hat.
Yeah,
Right?
to hard hat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. In order, it is important to migrate it to Builder or hard hat. Actually, it's already migrated. The only thing is needed is the start script, so you guys can change things in the front end, and you see you see how it works in local, which is better for developing the Aragon app. Okay, and an important thing is that we probably want that graph with the price in the converter. So Fiore, the idea is to modify this page and add a graph similar to the one in info.honeyswap.org for the test DC token. I don't know how it will look like, because that page is very, very cool, and I think that it deserves at least one animation.
Sorry, I didn't understand that, David.
Okay. The thing is that this page is super cool for converting, but it also displays the price of one test TC right now. For example, if we let's see, for example, Acon one. Sorry. Let's see if that works. Oh, well. For example, if we put here 1, we see the price.
Yeah.
But the thing is that it could be interesting to have something similar to. I showed. Wait a sec, because I had it. I don't know if you are going to see that. Let's see. Do you see the Aragon app? The marketplace here? Okay, great. We could have something like that, which is very similar to this graph here, which doesn't look very good for Honey today. But the idea is to have this graph of bars, and it's going to be like this. Right now the price is 0, and it should not be 0. It should, or maybe it's 0 because the price is not changing so much. We didn't. Maybe that's the problem, guys. That the price is being updated, but it's not. We don't see it. That could be one of the problems that we have. That we are only showing the two first decimals, and the token is much more or less. Maybe we don't have a problem, and you don't have to solve it. Who knows?
Okay.
I will let you know. also this graph is very weird because it have a less it has negative numbers, and a token should not have negative numbers. But well, the idea here is having something like this, a graph and also some metrics here, and to have it in here, which is I don't know how to do that. Maybe it could be a model. So when you click,
or maybe, but we can have it in another page. Oh, I mean, in this domain, but in another page. Or
yes, we could.
do you want it to be here? Okay.
No, okay. We could. It's up to you.
Perfect.
Maybe ABC can also have also a suggestion or something. But yeah, it's up to you, Fiore.
Okay.
And this will be needed when Tonga and Paulo ends the. Maybe we are not ready yet for prime time, and people will need to see the price in the Aragon application. But as soon as they migrate that to convert, it will be nice to have the graph, and it will be very similar to this thing, like one graph and some metrics.
Perfect. That is going to be this week. Are you guys going to work on that?
No, not at all. Not at
all.
Okay. Probably in 1 month.
Okay. Great.
Because they are right now working on fixing this, or knowing if it's broken. Maybe it's not broken.
Yeah.
And let's see what else do we have. Rayne, do you want to talk about the? You already talked a little bit before the call, but do you want to talk a little bit about the vestings?
Well, I kind of had a burnout, and I was waiting for fixes to be pushed. So, in the meantime, I've been just checking out the code structure, understanding the logic behind it, where the vestings are like retrieved in the code, and I'm coming up now with like trying to think of how I'm going to display everything. So the idea is to put it from the starting vesting date till the ending vesting date, and show the aggregated vestings on each at each moment. For example, if the period is 10 months, just an example, I would split that into 60 data units and then just display that in the chart so that you could see from the line chart, for example, how much vestings there are on day 10, for example. And I'm going to use the Aragon UI's line chart to display the data. I think that's all for now. I still need to do a lot of figuring out. And I'll probably ask a lot of questions to you and Vivi about it. But I think that's it for now.
That's great. Vivi is in the project too, and I think that she's willing to help you.
Yep.
Sure. I'll probably run the app today to see how it is, and if you want, we can do, I don't know, a little hack sesh maybe today or tomorrow.
Sure.
That's really great, guys. And the rest, well, I already talked about impact hours. Fiore and me are redesigning conviction voting. And what we have in mind is to be doing one call per week. We already had a call, and we discussed a lot of things regarding how we should show the. It's not just conviction voting; it's the honeypot itself. Please tell me if I missed something. We discussed about the metrics. We discussed about the What else?
The graphic that we should add too.
Yeah. The time graphic with the conviction, right? If
Mhm.
how it grows over time. And some more things that we are still working. Like it's still very early to know, but what we are going to do is once per week. It's not very priority because right now the most important thing is not important. Well, it's important too, but the it's very important to have the contracts as soon as possible so they can be reviewed by the community, and we can have the front end changes later because it's very easy to change the front end, but it's not easy at all to change the smart contract. In the best case scenario, we can change the smart contract just via Dandelion voting. That is going to take 2 weeks, which is sometimes it's like it's better to do it well the first time. And in the worst case scenario, we have to reinstall the application because the update is not compatible with it's not backwards compatible, and then it's even worse because you lose the data. So it's very important to have the smart contracts as finished. Well, it's important to have the smart contracts finished by the end of this month. So it's going to take a lot of time of the other things like front ends and other things. And then when the smart contracts are finished and deployed and everything, then we can focus on improving the front ends. And we think that we can have it for December, the Figmas with Fiore. And from there we can implement it. So at the end we will have a conviction voting and the honeypot working for middle January, something like that. That is when it's going to be needed. So I am not putting it here in the plans because we are still beginning and beginning slowly, and it's not as priority as the rest of the things. But this has already been started, and thank you, Fiore, because I am super excited about working on these things. It's always a pleasure.
Yeah, for me too, David. Really nice to work with you and with all of you guys.
And the rest of the things are still like things that are ready to do, but nobody took, and it's not important. This is regarding changing the conviction voting parameters. I am taking this one. I still didn't begin it. Then we have documentation that I think that Fabi was kind of interested in this one, but if not, when the Hatch Oracle is finished, we can anybody can take that one. And things that we would like to do also is working with what happens when some proposal passes in conviction voting. How do we assure that people is doing the job that they are doing? We had an interesting discussion the last week on how we can do that with Scroll, which is some reviewers that say, okay, the job is done, so you can receive the fund. But also to transform the funds into TC tokens before they are sent to the people who is requesting. So, because as you know, the conviction voting funds are in XDAI, and that's fine. But when people receive them, we can transform them into TEC. So if they want to use them as XDAI, they have to they have attribute. But if they just want the thesis, they don't have to. It's something that basically what you receive is a stable coin, but in the moment that you receive it, it is transformed automatically to TEC, and you decide what to do. If you want to transform it into DAI, you have to pay a tribute, and if not, you receive entirely the TECs at the price that you obtain it. And it's something that was already in the common stack design at the beginning, and it's not implemented at all. Did I explain that well, or I should explain it again? Because I think that sometimes I don't explain as well as I would like. Did you get that you when you are in conviction voting, for example?
Yeah. I think it is also because maybe it's not your explanation. It is hard to understand without seeing it. If
Okay.
yeah, it is in the form also
Mhm.
explained.
I will explain once more. Everything is going to be as it is, but when you go to a proposal and execute it, then instead of receiving the money in dice, you are going to receive it in TECs because it's going to be transformed automatically. And with those test TECs, you do what you want. You can go to convert dot here and transform them, but this will give you you have to pay a tribute when you do that, which still have to be determined, but it could be a huge tribute. Or you can have the TECs in your balance that allows you to vote in conviction voting, which is nice.
Sam?
Yeah.
Are we going to use like agent to convert the requested amount?
I still don't know.
Oh.
I think that it's not needed.
Oh, okay.
I think that it's not needed because it's something that we usually it's not that difficult. For example, each time that you are doing it's just calling the bonding curve and receive the tokens.
Oh, okay.
I'm still not sure. I have to check out.
Okay,
But I think that it's just a smart contract call, and you receive the tokens in your account. Maybe we have to change the bonding curve because maybe this issue here, leftovers, blah blah, especially GUI proxy, maybe you want to change that in order to make that possible. But we will see. It's still it's still a seed. We don't even know how to do that. And that's all. Maybe we want the front end for the hats. That means having a kind of crowdfunding front end. For example, in Berkham. We could have something like that. Oh my god. Something like a good explanation of what we are doing and how much money we have raised. I'm not sure if that has a lot of sense. And if we will have time to do that. but it will be quite interesting to show how much days it is they are needed, how much people is contributing, and how much money we have raised.
Cool.
That will be quite interesting. I don't know if we have enough resources to have it soon enough. Because another thing that I wanted to tell is that if we cannot do conviction voting, the bonding curve, and the hatch all together, we can, and we, because we are a little bit, it's going to take a lot of effort to have everything for December, and it can be done, but I think that we should let a lot of things out. And maybe a better strategy would be to do one thing after the other. And for not delaying the hatch, what we can do is to do a DAO with just the hatch that raise funds, and then when we have all the funds, the DAO decides what to do with them. So it can install the ABC, the bonding curve, the conviction voting, and all those apps are prepared during the hatch is raised. That will be a good way to earn time, and also to focus on just one thing at a time. So at the beginning, we just focus on the hatch, doing a very good hatch with a very good experience, something like a crowdfunding website. And once it's done, meanwhile people is donating in the hatch. Not everybody is being able to donate here. Only the people who have CSTK tokens. But we can still have a good experience for them. And in the meanwhile, then we work on the other stuff, especially the honeypot interface. But also probably we want to work on these things, like we can build the contracts of the things that we are not using. In the meantime, the DAO is already up there. That will be a kind of plan B if we are not ready for launching everything all at once. But it's also interesting for what I am telling you about the hatch, about the focus on just one thing, on focus on the hatch. We will see. I think that it's to discuss with Grif and the rest of the TEC what is the best strategy, because it also depends on them. If we want to have a very, very minimal DAO at the beginning and add the things later, or have a functional thing and then improve it. Maybe we want to have the current conviction voting and in the future change it. But I would prefer, well, I don't know what is better. I think that it also depends on other stuff, such as legal working group maybe has something to say. I have no idea. And that's all. I wanted also to share with you that we have some issues here in Tech Interface. I'm not sure if in Tech Interface, but for sure in Tech Convert. And here in conviction voting, if you want to take a look, for example, in Tech Interface, where we have some of the issues here, and conviction voting, it will be very interesting to have a vote that when somebody is creating a proposal in conviction voting, and the bot reads from the subgraph of conviction voting and then uses the discourse API in order to publish a new post in the topic that it is being published. So we can know that a specific proposal, a bot will appear here and say that proposal is in conviction voting. It's open for voting. So the person who is doing the proposal doesn't have to do that, because it's a way to double link the two things. Because right now people is first writing it and then proposing the conviction voting, but from here we don't have the link of conviction voting if the person is not posting it again. But maybe it will be a nice thing to have about that comes back and says, okay, that's the proposal 13 or something like that. And other things that we have in the issues that people who wants to take them, they are not quite priority, but they are interesting to do, is the books that we have right now in the TSC Convert, that some of them are going to be important for the launch. For example, we are not supporting native tokens, so that means that in order to have XDAI instead of wrapped XDAI, we need to fix that. And other things such as more like usability, it is not telling you that you are going to receive less money because the X attribute, or many other things. Also, there is one that is interesting, and Fiore is already taking, is to put here the tokens of the TSC, and we will need someone to change the front end. Maybe Vivi, you want to take that because you were already working, and if not, and I mean,
Yeah, I could take it.
Yeah, go ahead. If somebody else wants to take that, I mean, just if you want to take it, if not, we can find more people.
No, I do want to take it. I think it would be quick, not something.
Because I think that you already know, because the colors are changing also.
Mm-hmm.
It used to be like orange, like this, and they have also to be changed. And I think that you will be that very good.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay, so you can coordinate with Fiore for that one. And also, there is a book here that this happens when you change the addresses. That is also a very annoying thing. That maybe it could be interesting for you too, if you want to check out how addresses are working with the front end. I think that it's very interesting for you, totally.
Yeah, I think it would be nice to understand how the two ends connect.
Mm-hmm. And yet another one. We have a lot here. We have the connector weight or the reserve ratio that is hard coded, and this is also something that we should. It would be nice to change it, but it can be let open during a long time if we don't have anybody who is taking it. It's not a priority at all. It's just here to remember us that this is hard coded and could be changed. And well, it's like I opened these issues just to say if somebody wants to take them and people from the community also wants to work with us, it's easier now to tell them you can do this or you can do that. I think that it's already time for finishing. We have reviewed everything, and I don't know, maybe there is something that you would like to say, and we can do an ending round. And if you also wanted to say something, we can still discuss. But if not, we can do an ending round and see. Yeah, I think that you are already talked about what you wanted to do during the week and all that. But what do you think? Which are your impressions?
Guys, I'm interested in the issue you already mentioned, but if I manage to finish the task that I already planned for the hatch, maybe I'll check out more issues. But I just intervened really quickly because I need to check out right now. I had an appointment that I forgot about.
Okay.
So I'll have to leave early. But for sure I'll take that issue that you mentioned and finish the contracts that I'm working on right now.
Great.
Okay.
Thank you, Vivi.
Bye guys. Thanks.
Bye.
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 I would like to take a look to the bot issue.
That's great. That's
Um,
really great.
Yeah.
As I say, all those issues are optional, but they are good things to have. So yeah, sure.
Yeah, I will take a look to it.
And you pass it to?
Oh, who is it? Let me see. So I'll pass it to Rayne.
All right. Is this just like a closing statement,
Yeah.
or okay?
A closing down.
I just want to say thank you for everyone being here. What was I gonna say? Our communication is very fluent and verbal, and I got a good idea about what everyone's working on. So I'm thankful for that, and I'm excited for the next meeting, which is Thursday, right? And then Monday again.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that was it. I'll give it to Tonga.
Okay. Sorry, I have one question. That is, Thursday is the next meeting. What time?
We have a general meeting at also the same hour that we had this one on Thursdays.
Okay.
Like the general meeting that it's everyone is there, like all the working groups.
Okay. I would like to encourage people to, like all of us, and maybe ask other people about the deep dives, questions or forum posts, because like comments or opinions are also useful for newcomers to get a grasp on what is going on. So hopefully because most forum posts have one comment or two comments, and hopefully we have like maybe like 5 or 6 or more. And well, thank you all for like working together. It's fun, and I like it a lot, the way we relate to each other here. So I'll pass it to Septim.
Guys, I think you're doing an amazing job. Like, I feel like you are, like Rayne said, your communication is very good and you are so organized. Yeah, the job done is amazing. And I'll pass it to Fiore.
Well, for me, this meeting is really nice because now I can see, yes, it's really organized, and I can see what are you working on and have a better idea of what's the times that I need to do the designs and all that. So that's by my side, really great, and I pass it to ABCXT. I think is the last one.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you for the walkthrough. It's really gives me a good view of what's going on, and it's very nice. Sorry that I have to talk all the way through, and we're still a bit passive maybe, but it's good that you take the leadership, I think, and it's very good. And then yeah, I'd love to get involved. Maybe talk to Fiora about how I can design and help out with the front end. Yeah.
Great. And you passed. Maybe we are everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Great, guys. And thank you so much, everyone.
Yeah.
Awesome.
We are going to continue working with the projects and the new ones, and we see each one in the next meeting.